what are the most common fallacies that founders have in their mind, the things that they believe that are totally wrong? I know I've met a lot of founders that they think, and we discussed a little bit before the cameras went on, like most of the founders think that the way it should happen is I have an idea, I raise money, I raise a lot of money, like 2 or 3 million at least. I build the best team that has like 50, 100 engineers, and we get acquired 3 years from now, and that's it. So have you ever found out that the majority of the founders have these fallacies, have these things? Yeah.
So many. I think there are definitely the subset, especially when it comes to tech founders, right? I think there's this dream that's been created from Silicon Valley and what's happened there, that this is the ideal or maybe the only path that you take, that you have a pitch deck, you get money, and everything happens so easily, right? But outside, I think of that bubble, because I'm very far removed from it, it is not that easy. And especially for the founders that we work with that are primarily women and people of color. And so the path is much harder to go that route. And so they've learned how to be scrappy and resourceful, and to just, if I have an idea for something, let me test it out. And how do I move the needle and move it forward? And I don't need anything outside. And maybe I've never even thought about raising money because I don't think this is an investable idea. Yeah. And so I think what the opportunity that we have is to really educate people of what are the different pathways that you could take depending on the type of business that you have. And if, is this something that somebody would want to invest in, and what pathway should you take at that point? And what do you need that money for? And some people come in and are just very staunch. I don't want to take outside money. I want to bootstrap. I want to own 100% of my company. I think one of the main things that we see a lot of people coming in with is they don't have an idea of the problem that they're solving. They're like, I want to build an app that does this, this, and this because nobody else is doing this. But they don't understand who that app is for and the problem that it's actually solving. So we really make them reverse that framework and be like, what is the problem that you're trying to solve that this app solves? I think a lot of people try to take the solution and shove it into a problem. And you have to really pull back and be like, okay, what are the problems that exist in the world? Because there are so many. And
how can I add value instead of trying to build something for the sake of building it?
And I think it's the benchmark of really falling in love with that problem, because that's going to be your why. That will push you forward. That's what's going to keep you up at night. I think a lot of the founders that I found to be successful are so passionate about solving this problem for someone, whether it starts with themselves and they're able to validate that other people have this problem too, or they're seeing it as a problem that exists in the world, and it's a larger opportunity that they maybe ever thought about. And so I think a lot of people, they struggle with figuring out, if they don't know it already, what that problem is. And it can be frustrating when you come into a program if you've already maybe have a prototype, or maybe you've already built a business and you're having to do this backwards kind of like refactoring of what am I actually solving for, who is the customer. But once you know those things, it makes the rest of it, I think, so much easier in terms of how to market, where you should spend those dollars, who you should be going after, how do you message and position your company.